Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man alive. He was not just a king, he was a god on earth. He commanded 70 million people, from the sun-scorched deserts of Egypt to the frozen, brutal forests of Britain. His word was law. He held the power of life and death over every soul in the known world. But there is a secret hidden in his private journals. Every single morning, before the sun touched the Roman sky, he woke up terrified of himself. He wasn't afraid of the Germanic tribes gathering like shadows on his borders. He wasn't afraid of the assassins hiding behind palace pillars. He was afraid of the monster that absolute power makes out of ordinary men. Today, we unseal the journal he wrote for no one but himself. This isn't a book of self-help quotes. This is emergency medicine for a soul under siege. I'm going to show you the weapon underneath the philosophy, the brutal system he built to stay human while the entire world tried to turn him into a tyrant. Stay with me through the final section. That is where the warning becomes truly haunting. This is the Marcus Aurelius warning that history tries to forget. To understand the depth of this warning, you have to see where it was born. He wasn't writing in a quiet library or a golden palace overlooking the Tiber. Marcus Aurelius spent the best years of his life in a cold, damp military tent on the Danubian frontier. Outside his tent, the air was thick with the smell of wet earth, iron, and blood. He was surrounded by the sounds of a camp at war, the sharpening of swords, the groans of the wounded, the silence of the dead. But the enemy outside was nothing compared to the enemy within. He lived through the Antonine Plague, a catastrophic nightmare that wiped out 1/3 of his empire. He saw the carts hauling bodies away by the thousands. He saw his own children, his own flesh and blood die one by one until only a few remained. He realized in those dark nights that the crown was not a reward, it was a cage. It was a golden collar that stripped a man of his soul. He wrote to himself with a trembling hand, "Take care that thou art not made into a Caesar." He had seen the ghosts of the emperors before him. He saw Nero's madness. He saw Caligula's bloodlust. He saw how power didn't just corrupt them, it hollowed them out until they were nothing but beasts wearing purple robes. He knew he was made of the same fragile flesh. He knew he was one bad night, one ego-driven decision away from becoming the very monster he loathed. Marcus Aurelius didn't believe in the hollow comfort of positive affirmations. He believed in the cold blade of negative visualization. He began every morning by looking into the abyss. He told himself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. But he wasn't just talking about his enemies. He was talking about the man in the mirror. He spent his nights writing Meditations, not as a book for us to read, but as a series of violent, painful strikes against his own ego. He used his writing to strip away the illusions of royalty until nothing was left but the truth. When he looked at his expensive royal purple robes, he didn't see power. He told himself, this is just sheep's wool dyed with the blood of a crushed shellfish. When he drank the finest Roman wine, he reminded himself, this is nothing but the juice of a fermented grape. When he looked at his palace, he saw a temporary tent for a traveler. When he looked at his fame, he saw dust being blown away by the wind. He practiced this mental surgery every day to remind himself that underneath the gold, the legions, and the titles, he was just a man, a speck of dust in an infinite universe, a brief candle flickering in a very dark room. Through his suffering, Marcus discovered 3 dark truths that we must inherit if we are to survive the modern world. Truth number 1, certainty is the first symptom of corruption. The moment you believe you are righteous, the moment you believe your path is the noble one, you have already invited the devil in. Every tyrant in history believed they were the hero of their own story. Marcus believed to stay human, you must doubt your own goodness every single hour. The second truth is the paradox of virtue. Your deep sense of justice can be your greatest weapon, but it is also your greatest trap. If your justice turns into rage, you are no better than the criminal you despise. A man who fights a monster with anger often finds himself looking in the mirror and seeing the same jagged teeth. True power isn't the strength to crush your enemies, it is the strength not to react when you have every reason to. The third truth is the danger of the circle. Marcus warned that the people who flatter you are the ones who will eventually destroy you. Today, your likes, your followers, and your comment section are the modern flattery machine. They are designed to keep you blind. They make you feel like a god so that you forget you are immortal. The darkest part of this warning is how it ended. Marcus Aurelius was a master of his own mind, but even an emperor cannot control the blood in his veins or the flow of time. He spent his life writing these warnings, and yet he watched his own son, Commodus, slowly succumb to the very beast he feared. He saw the rot of power take hold in his own child, and he realized that even the greatest philosophy cannot save someone who does not want to be saved. He died in that military tent, knowing that the warning he spent his life writing was true, and knowing that most of humanity would simply ignore it. The only kingdom worth ruling is the one inside your own mind. Everything else, the money, the status, the fake respect, is just borrowed time. When you close your eyes for the last time, the world will forget your name in a heartbeat. The warning is real. Use the armor of Stoicism today, or the world will turn you into a stranger tomorrow. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Now, go live.